by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline. And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Victor Oladipo trained with Dwayne Wade heading into last season. Now, Wade says, we talked about not knowing the path of your career. Don't put limitations on yourself. The result for Oladipo was an all-star appearance. Yep.
He's definitely on an upward trajectory, D.A. Thank you. Well, we got plenty of youth on both sides. Clark, what's it like to be part of an up-and-coming team in this league?
You know what, Kevin? I think it's a mixed bag. I think it's both very exciting and on occasion extremely frustrating because you don't know what you don't know, and the lack of experience sometimes is more prevalent with young teams than more experienced ones. So watching both of these teams develop over time is really going to be fun to see how their journey plays out.
These coaches will need a lot of patience, though, and the veterans on the team, too.
Exactly, both ways. You're right.
Look at the 76ers starting group. Green is out there with Jokic. Then there's J.J. Redick. Then it's Paul George. And it's Paul in at the 1.
You got to respect his range now. Paul's form and release are perfect. You feel like every three he shoots is going in.
Johnson the screen. They set the screen. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
And it's Paul missing.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
And George kicks to Jokic. Pass to Paul. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Johnson outside. Over Paul. Poke loose. And the dunk by Duncan.
Yeah, and at 7-1, Duncan is a problem in the paint. Outstanding with his extension there and just hammering it home.
And the 76ers last season making it to the conference semifinals, Clark, before they were dispatched by the Boston Celtics.
And I guarantee you, Kevin, if you told any fan that would be their fate at the start of the season, they'd have banked that and went with it. The team had a great learning experience as they got past Miami and then lost to the Celtics. I think this group will be highly motivated to take the next step going forward.
Fades. Good on the bucket. Duncan's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Yeah, you got to honor Duncan from the mid-range. When he's got space to shoot, he does not hesitate.
Jokic a screen. Paul kicks to Redick. Jokic with his screen on Bird. There's the pick. In the corner, George with it. The three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
The 76ers trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Jokic a screen. Trying to get back on track. The shot, no good. And so the first quarter is in the books. Timberwolves ahead, leading by 5. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick, turned star in the league, talks about what the game means to him.
Basketball, like passion, love. Like that is the thing I play. Like when I know 4, 6, 7 years old, I don't know. Like basketball is always in my life. That like I think it's passion. I think it's passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of.
And I love his creativity. There's artistry and freedom in how he plays the game.
Ball coming, ball coming.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Exactly. I mean, they've made their presence felt on this end. Excellent job contesting shots so far.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Minnesota, they've got Daniel Gibson, Leon Poe out there with Collins. Then there's Jackson, and it's Ham in at the three. Young passes to McGee. Back to Young.
And this is why Young is so dangerous. He just gets that shot off so fast before the defense can react.
With it, passes it to Ham. Now here's Jackson. There's a screen by Collins. To the paint. And the layup's good off the glass. Well, we've been waiting for it all summer, Clark. Opening night. Let's go into the players' minds right now, just before the beginning of the season.
About time. These guys have been ready for this a month ago. But they're happy that there's no more waiting around, and now the games count for real. And they're focused on trying to get off to a great start.
It's tipped. And he banks in the layup. Collins has got 4 this quarter.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
Well, last season, the Wolves ended a 14-year playoff drought. It was the longest in the association. And they did it in dramatic fashion. A winner-take-all overtime victory in the final game of the season against the Nuggets. I actually watched that game, and it was worth staying up late for.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Austin, he's checked in for Poe. And Tony Allen subbed in for Jackson. Philadelphia also making some changes. Marjanovic checked in for JaVale McGee. Kaminsky comes in for Mike Scott. And it's Sexton in for Young. And if the regular season brought encouragement for the Wolves, Clark, the postseason showed us just how far they've got to go.
That's right. That's exactly right, Kevin. A win in the first round, just one win. The Rockets were a hard matchup for them, but there's a big difference between being a playoff team and a title contending team.
The 76ers making a switch here. George is checked in. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Sexton kicks to George. Just 5 to shoot. The pass to Sexton. Over Bird. The shot by Sexton, no good. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. And as we have a moment now, let's take a look at the three-pointer to two-pointer shot ratio here in the postseason for the Timberwolves. The 76ers trail by 7. Kaminsky, the pass to Marjanovic. Pass to Sexton. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Colin Sexton, when it comes to scoring, the man shows you a little bit of everything.
Loves to drive it, loves to attack inside, improving his consistency from range. But what I love about him is the aggressiveness. This guy is always in attack mode.
Green, he's checked in for the 76ers. Paul comes in for Oladipo. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Minnesota. Philadelphia also making some changes. Jokic is checked in for Marjanovic. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Sexton. Allen kicks to Johnson. 26 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Allen. Makes it off the glass. Allen's got the lead up to 7 now for the Timberwolves.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Redick for 3. Got it off in time, but it's no good.
And not blessed with the...
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq, and it was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. for the Timberwolves. How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
Well, the offense is running on all cylinders. Guys are focused, executing, not playing outside of themselves. That's why their shooting percentage was so high. See it up there, Ernie, in the stratosphere. Anyway, they're mixing things up, which keeps the defense scrambling.
And Kenny, your take on Philadelphia?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. You have to like what we're seeing from Tony Allen.
And through the first two periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, you know, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and cut into the heart of the defense like that makes things easy.
With the amount of characters and personalities on this Sixers team, Clark, you can't help but notice the attitude they play with.
Yeah, they play with edge, they play with brashness, some would say arrogance, but all of the championship teams have some element of that, and that's where they're looking to go. On occasion, if their emotions get out of whack, it can get them in trouble, but I think they'll learn as they grow to tone that down and use it in a positive way.
Kicking off the second half, here's Brett Brown's find. Green is out there with Paul George, and it's Chris Paul, and it's Nikola Jokic, and it's Redick in at the shooting guard position. Allen passes to Johnson. Here's Bird. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Leon Poe's checked in for Hernan Gomez. John Collins comes in for Duncan. And Daniel Gibson subbed in for Johnson. When it comes to initiating this play, Clark, for your money, who are the perimeter pick-and-roll ball handlers right now in the game?
Well, the guys that come to mind for me, Chris Paul is fantastic in the pick-and-roll. Damian Lillard is outstanding. James Harden. And I think Victor Oladipo is getting better. I mean, he's so good at finding seams and using his athleticism to get to the bucket, and he's really grown as a finisher. Kyrie Irving is just a terrific one-on-one player. Sometimes he doesn't even need the screen guy. He's so good with the ball. And obviously Steph Curry is in that category too. Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota.
And you can feel that Oladipo was on the verge of a breakthrough, and boy, did he ever. Everything came together for him, and he is now not only an elite scorer, but an all-star. Can attack from any distance and has a variety of ways to hurt the defense.
Making a change here. Jackson's checked in. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
And this team, in terms of scoring off of turnovers, that became the identity. I mean, they really look to disrupt and cause problems defensively. And boy, do they take advantage on the other end.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A., thanks. And George kicks to Oladipo. Over Jackson. No good there. And Minnesota. good will come the other way.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And the Timberwolves call time. And this is the first season matchup for them against this 76ers team. Deciding to change it up.
Taking a look here at numbers for Oladipo, coming off a terrific season. He was around 23 points a game last year, almost 2.5 steals and 5 rebounds. And you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
Yeah, so many books in his library. He lights up the scoreboard on a nightly basis.
And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Outside, Green. Oladipo against Allen. Just 5 to shoot. Got a piece of it. Johnson in the corner. And now Philadelphia on the break. Young's running.
Just a bright, young, offensive talent. Young isn't shy about forcing the action. Takes a lot of trips to the line.
76ers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Johnson kicks to Bird. Over Young. Offline. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. Bird out there with Duncan. Then there's Hernan Gomez. That's Tony Allen. And it's Johnson in at the point. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Paul passes to Reddick. Misses the 3. Timberwolves leading by 9. Bird outside. He kicks it to Johnson. The feed to Allen. Trying to get open is Johnson. There's Allen. That's good on the assist by Johnson. 12 points for Tony Allen. Clark, when you played, you were dominant inside. Are you surprised at how perimeter-oriented the game now has evolved into?
No, not really, Kevin, because of the three-point line and what it means. The game was created as a game of putting the ball in the basket. Initially, it was by getting the ball as close as you could to the basket with big guys or drives, and now with the three-point line, shooting has become a premium, and it's really one of the great elements of the game for me, and I love the way folks are playing it now.
Defensive rules have sure made a big difference in this game, haven't they?
Yeah, great point.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Green is checked in for Kaminsky. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Brett Brown said to his team. And he put the challenge in front of his players. He said, now's the time when we take control. This is our time, not theirs. Let's go out there and take it to them. We'll see if we got them going, guys.
Thank you, David. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. And they've been turning those turnovers into points.
That free throw, no good.
Yeah, and Allen, just an incredible defender, has a grit and grind mentality and uses his speed and strong hands to just annoy offensive players.
Good on the second free throw. The 76ers trail by 12. Paul with the ball, and Allen picks him up defensively. Here's Paul. Pass to Jokic. Left side, Redick. Clock at 6. And the wide open shot from Green. Drills the three-pointer.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Allen kicks to Hernan Gomez. Duncan with the screen for Johnson. To the middle. And that one's good. Duncan. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
And, you know, Duncan is an incredible talent. He's a menace on the block. Exceptional at scoring deep inside.
Allen against Paul. The dish to Green. It's George on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. That's a 2 from Paul, and right through it goes.
You know, if you get open, you can bet that Jokic is going to find you. His floor awareness is off the charts.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Allen passes to Hernan Gomez. Johnson outside. Lob pass to Duncan. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. So it's Minnesota now. Allen kicks to Johnson. Down low, Hernan Gomez. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Big time. I mean, it's amazing. Their crowd letting them hear it. And that's always inspiring. They want to see this thing get wrapped up.
So it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this